Friends, if you want to watch super hit movie V2 Journey to China in English, then you must like this video. If you are visiting our channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Friends, in today's video, the movie we are going to talk about is called V2 Journey to China. We will talk about what this movie is and where you can watch it. All the interesting facts about this movie in today's video. I am going to tell you. I also going to give you all the information on which OTT platform or on which satellite channel you will to watch this movie. Also, we will talk in detail about the technical department, music department, pre-production, filming, post-production, budget, box office collection of this film. We will also talk about the story of this film, and I will also give you a small review of the story of this film. Apart from this, we will discuss about the facts of this film's storyline, star cast, actors' performance in the film, and which character has played which role. That's why I request you friends to watch this video till the end, so let's start the video. V2 Journey to China, released in English-speaking countries as Iron Mask, The Iron Mask, Iron Dragon, The Iron Dragon, The Mystery of the Dragon Seal, and The Dragon Seal, is a 2019 fantasy adventure film directed by Oleg Stepchenko. It is the sequel to Vi, a 2014 film loosely based on the Nikolai Gogol story Vi. Produced by Gleb Fedosov, Alexei A. Petrukin, and Sergei Sozanovsky, the film is directed by Oleg Stepchenko from a screenplay by Stepchenko, Petrukin, and Dmitry Paliz. The film stars Jason Fleming and Charles Dance, who reprise their roles from the first film, Rutger Hauer, Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Helen Yao. V2 Journey to China was released in China on the 16th of August 2019 by Universal Pictures. A sequel, V3 Travel to India, was originally set to be released in 2023, starring Jason Fleming and Anna Cherina. However, it was delayed for unknown reasons. Plot: in ancient China, a magical dragon whose eyelashes produce a tea that cures any disease has established a cult of white wizards guarding it. However, some of them turned into greedy black wizards and ignited a civil war. To harvest more tea, they stopped trimming the dragon's eyelashes, sending it into a deep slumber. They exiled the leader of the White Wizards et al. Into the Tower of London, while his daughter Chen Lan was sent to a Russian prison. There, she meets British cartographer Jonathan Green, who was imprisoned because his client for the map from the first film, the Russian Tsar Peter the Great, has been replaced by an imposter, while the real Tsar is held with et al. In the Tower of London. Because of his stepfather's influence, he is released but sent to map the east of Russia to keep him from informing Europe of the fraud. Mistaken her for a boy, he takes Chen Lan with him as his assistant, who agrees to take him to China. At the tower, Peter and et al. Manage to alert Jonathan's wife Emma to their presence after finding one of his letters. Realizing Jonathan's assistant is et al.'s daughter, they stage an escape, where he stays back to fight the warden Hook. He gives Peter his magical medallion to lead him to his daughter. Peter and Emma sneak aboard a Russian ship set to China. Arriving at the Dragon's Tower, Jonathan and Chan Li see that the Black Wizards and their leader, the Two-Faced Queen, are exploiting and overtaxing the townsfolk. Jonathan is taken before the Queen, who has assumed Chan Li's appearance. Using smokes and mirrors, she pretends that she is wielding magic and controlling the dragon to keep the people in line. Jonathan tricks her into making a map of her territory to spy on her, but is caught. Peter and Emma arrive at the town and meet with Chan Li. Together, they devise a plan to attack the tower to defeat the Queen, free Jonathan, and reunite Chan Li with the dragon. Although Emma is captured and set to be executed alongside Jonathan, they are freed by the Cossacks when they destroy the robotic dragon the Queen uses to deceive the people. After Chan Li has freed the dragon, she fights the Queen in a duel. Chan Li is defeated, but after the Queen's disguise is figured out by Jonathan, she falls to her death as she is unworthy of using the medallion. Chan Li assumes the throne, while et al. Is pardoned and travels to China with Hook. Cast: Jason Fleming as Jonathan Green, Helen Yao as Cheng Lan, Jackie Chan as Master et al., Arnold Schwarzenegger as James Hook, Yuri Kolokolnikov as Tsar Peter the Great, Anna Cherina as Miss Emma Dudley, Charles Dance as Lord Dudley, Rutger Hauer as the Ambassador, Martin Kleba as Captain, Christopher Fairbank as Gray, Igor Gijakin as Dead Cossack, Robert Gilbert Cuenca as tower guard. Production. Casting. On the 5th of April 2015, a press conference was held in Moscow with producers Alexei Petrukin and Sergei Selyanov, actors Jason Fleming, Rutger Hauer, and Helen Yao. During the conference, it was confirmed that the filming of the sequel, titled V2 Journey to China, has been started. Major film stars were planned to appear in the sequel. Initial reports had Jackie Chan, Jason Statham, and Steven Seagal as appearing in the film. In November 2016, it was confirmed that Chan would co-star alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger. On February 2017, production wrapped in Beijing. Post-production was delayed due to disputes between producers. Release. Theatrical. The release of V2 in Russia was to be held on the 16th of August 2018, but subsequently the premiere was postponed to 19th of September 2019 while pending censorship approval in China. After the completion of the regulation of issues, the film premiered in China on the 16th of August 2019. V2 was released in the Philippines on 20th of September 2019 as The Dragon Seal by Pioneer Films. The film was released in the United Kingdom under the title The Iron Mask on the 10th of April 2020. Home media. The film was digitally released on demand and on DVD in the United States as Iron Mask on the 24th of November 2020. Reception. Critical response. On review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, the film received a score of 22% of 32 critics, with an average rating of 3.5/10. The website's critics' consensus reads, Iron Mask unites Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger for a bizarrely misguided adventure that aims for epic fantasy with unintentionally hilarious results. At Metacritic, which calculated a weighted average score of 32/100 based on 4 reviews, the film received generally unfavorable reviews. Ignacy Vishnevetsky of the AV Club gave the film a grade C+, saying that 2/3 of is funny on purpose, but that it was eventually dragged down by compounding inertia. Al Horner of Empire magazine gave it 2 out of 5 and wrote, It could have been a tantalizing coming together of 2 icons of action cinema. Instead, The Iron Mask feels oddly anemic. Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian gave it 2 out of 5 and wrote, We are stuck with endless, weightless green screen shenanigans involving a dragon whose eyelashes are used to create tea, I think that's right, and a cast of thousands who drift across various CGI landscapes. Accolade. Arnold Schwarzenegger was nominated at the 41st Golden Raspberry Awards for Worst Supporting Actor. Notes. Also known under the alternative titles Journey to China, The Mystery of the Iron Mask, The Mystery of the Dragon Seal, The Dragon Seal, The Iron Dragon, The Iron Mask, and Iron Mask, V2, Journey to China will finally see Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan fighting it out on the big screen. Arnold Schwarzenegger was an unlikely candidate to become a major movie star in Hollywood, with the former Mr. Olympia being told repeatedly by producers early in his career audiences couldn't understand his accent or even pronounce his name. The success of Conan the Barbarian and The Terminator would pave the way for him to become one of the biggest movie stars of all time. Jackie Chan is one of the most renowned action stars on the planet due to his mix of physical comedy and literal death-defying stunts. His abilities were on full display in the likes of Police Story and Drunken Master 2, but he also had a tough time breaking into American movies. In the early 1980s, he starred in 2 English-language action movies, The Big Brawl and The Protector, to break into the American market, but both proved to be box office disappointments. It wasn't until the success of 1998's Rush Hour that he found the right vehicle for his talents. Recent years have seen action icons teaming up or facing off against each other, such as the Expendables franchise. While Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan previously co-starred in 2004's Around the World in 80 Days, they didn't have a fight sequence. The movie gods have decided to fix that with Russian blockbuster V2, Journey to China. The original Vi, aka Forbidden Empire, was based on the Russian horror story of the same name and starred Jason Fleming and Charles Dance, Game of Thrones. The movie only loosely adapted the book, with Fleming's character fighting off all manner of creatures in a remote village. While the movie went straight to DVD in most countries, it was a massive success in Russia. The producers decided to pull in some star power for Vi 2, Journey to China, including Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Rutger Hauer in one of his final roles. V2, Journey to China finds Chan and Schwarzenegger in supporting roles as a wizard and sea captain, respectively. While the 3D sequel is loaded with spectacular action, effects, and production design, it also contains the first on-screen brawl between the two action giants. This sequence is heavily teased in trailers for the movie, and hopefully it will prove to worth the decades-long wait. Fans in the U.S. might have to be patient, however, since while the film is scheduled for release in September 2019 in Russia, a North American release date has yet to be confirmed. He was the guiding hand who held all the pieces together and made sure the film became a reality. His performance as a director was filled with imagination, energy, and courage. And even though he faced problems like money issues, cultural differences, and critical reviews, he still completed the movie with a grand vision. For kids, the lesson from Oleg Stepchenko is simple. If you are a leader, you must be patient, brave, and full of ideas. Because others will follow you. Just like a teacher guides students or a captain guides a ship, Oleg Stepchenko guided hundreds of people to make this magical film. That is why his role is so big and so valuable in the success of Vi 2 Journey to China. The screenplay of a movie is like the backbone of the story. And in V2 Journey to China, this important job was done by Dmitry Pal's Alexei Petrikhin and Oleg Stepchenko. A screenplay is not just writing the story, but it is planning every scene, every line of dialogue, and every action that the characters will do. These three writers worked together to imagine how the film would look from the beginning to the end. They had to mix fantasy, history, adventure, and comedy into one script, which is a very hard task. Their work was like drawing a map for the director and the actors to follow. Without their screenplay, there would be no guide for the movie. They gave life to the characters, built the journey to China, and created the magical world that audiences enjoyed on screen. The performance of these writers was very strong because they made the story feel big, colorful, and full of energy. They did not just write normal words, but they created situations where the characters faced danger, solved mysteries, and met new people. Their writing had to balance many things at the same time. Comedy to make people laugh, action to make the story exciting, and mystery to make the audience curious. They also added famous characters like Jackie Chan's Kung Fu Master and Arnold Schwarzenegger's prison guard into the story, making sure their parts were fun and memorable. The screenplay also connected Russian myths with Chinese legends, which made the movie unique and different from many other films. This shows that their performance as writers was very imaginative and full of creativity. But these writers also faced many problems while working on the screenplay. The biggest problem was mixing two very different cultures, Russian folklore and Chinese fantasy, into one smooth story. This was not easy because sometimes it can feel strange to connect myths from different countries. Another problem was that the movie had many stars and many locations, so the script had to give time to everyone without making the story too confusing. They also had to adjust the script many times during production, because big movies often change plans when filming starts. Critics later said that the story sometimes felt complicated or too long. And this must have been hard for the writers because they worked so much to make it interesting. Still, they did not stop or give up, and they managed to finish a script that could bring together so many different ideas in one film. In the end, the contribution of Dmitry Pal's Alexei Petrikhin and Oleg Stepchenko as screenplay writers was very important because without their script, the movie could not exist at all. Their work created the world, the adventures, the jokes, and the magical moments that audiences remember. Even though they faced problems like cultural differences, complex characters, and critical comments, they still delivered a screenplay that allowed the director and actors to build a huge and magical story. For kids, the lesson from their work is simple. Teamwork makes big dreams possible. Just like in school when friends work together on a project, these three writers worked as a team to make a story that traveled from Russia to China with dragons, warriors, and explorers. That is why their role was so big and so valuable in Journey to China. In a movie like SEF2, Journey to China, the producers are the people who stay behind the camera but carry the heaviest responsibility. Ts Fedisav, Alexei Petrin, and Sergei Selenov were the producers of this big fantasy adventure, and their work was like the foundation of a giant building. Without them, the movie could not even start because it is the producers who collect money, arrange everything, and make sure the project moves forward. Their contribution was not only about giving funds, but also about guiding the direction of the film, choosing where that plot should be shot, which actors should be cast, and how to bring together talents from Russia, China, and Hollywood. In this way, they were like the parents of the project, carefully taking care of it, step by step. Their job was invisible to the audience, but absolutely necessary to make such a grand adventure possible. The performance of these producers was very strong because they managed to turn a dream into reality. Imagine how difficult it is to bring together world-famous actors like Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the same movie with Russian actors, then film in multiple countries with huge sets, dragons, castles, and magical effects. That kind of project requires not only money, but also leadership, organization, and patience. Fedisov, Petrakhin, and Selenov worked like masterminds, making sure that hundreds of people, from actors to stuntmen, from designers to technicians, had everything they needed. They were also responsible for making the movie look big and international, so audiences in Russia, China, and many other countries could enjoy it. Their performance shows how producers can shape the size, style, and reach of a film, even without acting in front of the camera. But of course, these producers also faced many problems while making VI Journey to China. One of the biggest challenges was the budget, because fantasy films with dragons, magic, and action scenes cost a huge amount of money. Another problem was working with two different film industries, Russian and Chinese, where language, culture, and working style can be very different, sometimes cause delays and confusion. They also had to face critical voices, because not every audience member understood or loved the mix of Russian folklore and Chinese legends. The producers had to balance all these difficulties while still keeping the movie moving forward. Some scenes needed reshooting, and some special effects took longer than expected, but the producers did not give up. They stood strong like captains of a ship in a storm and guided the movie safely to its release. At the end, the contribution of Gleb Fedis, Alexei Petrakhin, and Sergei Selenov as producers was massive and unforgettable. They were the ones who gave the movie its strength, its size, and its international feel. Their performance proved that producers are not just money givers, but real builders of stories who support directors, writers, and actors at every step. Even though they face problems with money, time, and cultural differences, they still completed the film and made it one of the most unique fantasy adventures of recent years. For kids, the lesson from these producers is simple. Every big dream needs hard work, teamwork, and patience, just like a teacher, coach, or parent supports children in the background so they can shine. These producers supported the whole team of V2 Journey to China. That is why their role was so big, so valuable, and so important in the success of the movie. In the movie V2 Journey to China, the cinematographers Ivan Gudov and Mansing NG had one of the most important jobs because they were responsible for how the movie looked on the screen. Cinematography is the art of taking pictures in a movie, which means deciding how light, colors, camera angles, and movement will make the story feel alive. Ivan Gudkov and Mansing NG had to imagine every scene as a painting and then make it real with cameras. Kay worked with huge sets, magical creatures, dragons, and complicated action sequences. Okay, their job was not only to make the movie look beautiful, but also to make the story feel exciting and magical for the audience. For kids, it is like imagining a comic book and then bringing it to life so that every page looks bigger, brighter, and more interesting. The performance of these cinematographers was amazing because they created a magical and realistic world for the characters to live in. They had to decide where the sun, moon, and fire would shine, how shadows would fall, and how to make the dragons, castles, and magical seals look real. For action scenes, they had to carefully plan every camera movement so that the fight sequences looked fast, exciting, and easy to understand. They also worked with the director, Oleg Stepchenko, to make sure that the story was clear and beautiful from every angle. Their work made the movie feel huge, colorful, and full of life. Even when the actors were standing still, their cinematography added magic to every. Kids can learn from this that pictures and colors can tell a story as much as words and actions, asterisk, asterisk. But Ivan Gudkov and Manching NG also faced many problems while filming. One of the biggest problems was dealing with complicated action scenes and magical effects. Filming a dragon or a flying creature is not easy because it does not exist in real life. They had to imagine it and make it look real on the camera. Another problem was working in many locations across different countries, like Russia and China, where weather, light, and culture were very different. They had to make sure that every shot looked consistent and magical no matter where they filmed. Sometimes technical problems happened with cameras or lighting, and other times special effects were delayed. Despite these challenges, they continued working patiently and carefully, showing their skill, creativity, and determination. In the end, the contribution of Ivan Gudkov and Manching NG as cinematographers was extremely important, okay? Because without their work, the magical world of V2, Journey to China, would not have looked so real and exciting. Their performance helped the audience feel like they were traveling with the characters, okay? Fighting dragons and exploring mystical lands. Even though they faced difficulties with effects, locations, and lighting, they still made every scene look beautiful and adventurous. For kids, the lesson is simple. Attention to detail, patience, and creativity can make your dreams come alive. Just like the cinematographers made the story come alive on the screen, their role shows that behind every exciting movie, there are artists working hard to make every picture magical, bright, and unforgettable. In the movie 6-2, Journey to China, the editors Arseny Suen and Peter Zilanov had one of the most important jobs, even though many people watching the movie may not notice it directly. Editing is like putting together a huge puzzle, taking all the film scenes, action sequences, magical effects, and actor performances, and arranging them in the perfect order so that the story makes sense and feels exciting. Arseny and Peter had to carefully watch every scene, decide which parts should stay, which parts should be shortened, and how to make the transitions between scenes smooth. Their work was like building the backbone of the movie, making sure that every moment flows naturally, that the story is easy to follow, and that audiences are always engaged. For kids, it is like making a picture book and arranging the pages in the best order so that the story is fun and easy to understand. Asterisk. The performance of Arseny Suen and Peter Zilanov as editors was amazing because they made the movie feel fast, exciting, and magical. In V2 Journey to China, there are many dangerous adventures, fight scenes, and magical moments with dragons and spells. Editing these scenes is very difficult because too much or too little can confuse the audience. The editors had to decide how long each shot should stay on the screen, how to show the action clearly, and how to make the magical moments look realistic. They also worked closely with the director Oleg Stepchenko to make sure that the rhythm and pace of the movie matched his vision. Their editing helped every scene feel alive, full of energy, and fun for the audience. okay, making it easier for kids to enjoy and follow the story. But the editors also faced many problems while working on this movie. One of the biggest challenges was dealing with very long and complicated scenes that included action, magic, and effects all at the same time. They had to make sure that every character could be seen clearly and that the story did not get too confusing. Another problem was matching scenes that were filmed in different countries with different cameras and lighting because the movie was shot in Russia and China. Technical problems with footage effects or timing also caused delays. Sometimes they had to redo parts of the edit many times to make the movie perfect. Despite all these challenges, Arsen Suen and Peter Zelanov worked patiently and carefully, using their skill and creativity to solve every problem. In the end, the contribution of Arsen Suen and Peter Zelanov as editors was extremely important because without their work, the movie would not feel exciting, clear, or magical. They were the ones who shaped the story. After it was filmed, making sure every adventure, fight, and magical moment was easy to understand and fun to watch, even though they faced problems with long scenes, special effects, and different filming locations. Okay, well, they made the movie flow smoothly and feel alive. For kids, the lesson from their work is simple. Patience, creativity, and attention to detail can turn something big and complicated into something clear, fun, and magical. The editors show that behind every amazing movie, there are artists who carefully put every piece in place so the story can shine. In the movie Journey to China, the music was composed by Alexandra Magacan, and her role was extremely important because music gives life to every scene in a movie. Music is like the heartbeat of a story. It tells the audience how to feel, whether it is exciting, scary, happy, or magical. Alexandra had to listen carefully to the story and understand the emotions of every character and adventure. She created beautiful and powerful music that made dragons, magic, and battles feel real and exciting. Her work was not just about playing notes on a piano or strings on a violin, but about creating a magical sound world that travels with the audience. For kids, it is like when you listen to a story with a background song that makes it feel fun, scary, or adventurous at the right moment. The performance of Alexandra Magacan in this movie was amazing because she added magic, excitement, and emotion to every scene. When the heroes faced danger or discovered something new, her music made the audience feel the same emotions as the characters. During the fight scenes with dragons or mysterious enemies, her music made everything feel fast and thrilling. In magical scenes, her melodies were soft and enchanting, helping the audience imagine wonders that they cannot see in real life. She also worked with the director and editors to make sure that the music fit perfectly with the movie, matching the timing of actions, dialogues, and magical moments. This made the movie feel like a complete experience where music, story, and visuals worked together beautifully. However, Alexandra Magacan also faced many problems while composing the music. One challenge was that the movie had many different themes, including Russian folklore, Chinese legends, magical creatures, and big adventures. She had to combine all these styles into a single music score that sounded smooth and exciting. Another challenge was timing. She had to match the music exactly with the scenes, so that a dragon's roar, a spell, or a dramatic moment happened at the right beat. Technical problems sometimes occurred with instruments, recording, or mixing, which required her to be patient and careful. Even though it was difficult to create music that worked for so many magical and action-packed scenes, Alexandra never gave up and kept improving every piece until it fit perfectly. In the end, Alexandra Magacan's contribution to V2 Journey to China was huge because her music made the movie feel alive, magical, and unforgettable. Without her music, the adventures would feel flat and the magical world would not be as exciting. Her performance shows that music is not just sound, is the soul of the story, helping the audience feel every emotion, every action, and every magical moment. For kids, the lesson is simple. Creativity, Patience and attention to detail can make a big difference, even if it is behind the scenes. Just like Alexandra's music makes the movie shine, children can learn that their creative work, whether it is drawing, singing, or playing, can make everything around them more magical and wonderful. Her role reminds us that in every big movie, music is a powerful tool that makes stories come alive. In the movie V2 Journey to China, Silo had a very important job that helped the entire movie become magical and full of adventure. He worked behind the scenes, helping the directors, writers, and all the crew plan everything carefully. His main goal was to make sure that every part of the movie, from the way the story was told to the way the action scenes looked, was exciting and easy to understand. Silo paid attention to many small details that most people might not even notice, like how the light fell on the actors' faces, how magical creatures appeared, or how a forest or a castle should look to make it feel real because of Silo's hard work. The movie looked amazing, and every scene felt like a magical adventure that could capture the imagination of children. He made sure that the movie was fun, bright, and exciting, so kids could enjoy every moment without getting confused or bored. One of Silo's most important jobs was helping to create the magical and difficult scenes. In the movie V2 Journey to China had dragons, flying objects, magical powers, and scary creatures that were impossible to find in real life. Silo worked with the special effects team to figure out how to make these things look real on screen. He also helped the actors understand how to act in front of things that weren't actually there, like invisible monsters or magical spells. For example, when a dragon appeared in a scene, the actors had to pretend it was flying or breathing fire. Silo helped them understand exactly where to look, how to move, and how to react so that it looked believable. Without Silo's guidance, the magical scenes would not have looked as real, and the story would not have been as exciting or fun for children to watch. Silo also played a very big role in organizing the production and solving problems that happened. During filming, making a movie is like putting together a huge puzzle with hundreds of pieces, and sometimes things do not go as planned. The weather could suddenly turn bad, equipment might stop working, or a scene might not look right on camera. Silo helped solve all these problems quickly so that filming could continue smoothly. He helped plan the shooting schedule, made sure all the cameras and equipment were ready, and guided the crew to work together like a big team. Because of Silo's careful planning and problem solving, the movie was able to be finished on time, and every scene looked amazing. He made sure that the story flowed perfectly from the beginning to the end, which is very important in a movie for kids to understand and enjoy. Finally, Kuncho's work made V2 Journey to China a truly magical and fun adventure for children. His efforts behind the scenes helped create colorful landscapes, thrilling action scenes, and magical moments that made the story come alive. Even though children might not see him on the screen, Silo's contribution was in every part of the yacht, from the flying dragons to magical forests and mysterious castles. He helped make the actors look believable and helped the magical creatures feel real. Thanks to Silo, the movie became more than just a story, It became a magical journey that children could feel they were a part of, full of wonder, mystery, and excitement. Without Silo's creativity, planning, and hard work, the movie would not have been as big, bright, and full of adventure as it is, making him one of the most important people behind the scenes of this amazing movie. In the development of V2 Journey to China, Silo played a very important role in helping the movie grow from an idea into a full story that could be shown on screen. Before a movie is filmed, there is a lot of planning and thinking that needs to happen, and this is called development. Silo worked with the writers, directors, and artists to shape the story, decide what adventures would happen, and figure out how magical creatures, dragons, and spells would fit into the story. He helped make sure the story was exciting, fun, and easy to follow so children could enjoy it and understand the magical journey. He also suggested ideas for new scenes and adventures that made the story bigger and more colorful. Without Silo's ideas, the movie might not have felt as magical or exciting as it does. Silo also helped design. It's the magical world in which the story takes place. V2 Journey to China has forests, castles, mountains, and even underwater places where dragons and magical creatures live. Silo worked with the artists and designers to create sketches, maps, and pictures that showed exactly how these places should look. He helped decide the colors, shapes, and details that would make each place feel real and alive. He wanted children watching the movie to feel like they could step into these magical worlds themselves by carefully planning the look of every place in the movie. Silo made sure that the story felt like a real adventure and not just a story told on a screen. Another important part of Silo's contribution was helping the characters and creatures come to life. He worked with the team to figure out how the characters should look, move, and act in the story. For example, the dragons had to look scary but also magical, and the heroes had to look brave and clever. Silo helped decide how each character would act in different situations, how they would react to magical events, and how they would solve problems in the story. He also helped make the magical creatures behave in a way that felt real and exciting. This work was very important because it made the audience care about the characters and feel excited about their end. Finally, CEO's contribution during development made sure that V2 Journey to China became a movie full of magic, adventure, and fun. He helped the team plan every scene, design the magical world, and bring the characters to life in a way that children could enjoy. His ideas and creativity shaped the story and made it bigger, brighter, and more exciting. Thanks to Silo, the movie became more than just a story on paper. It became a magical adventure that children could imagine themselves being part of, full of dragons, spells, and wonderful places. Without Silo's hard work in the development stage, the movie would not have been as magical, colorful, or fun, making him one of the most important people behind the creation of this amazing film. In the movie V2 Journey to China, Silo played a very important role in casting, which means choosing the right actors for each character. Casting is very important because the actors bring the story and characters to life, and children enjoy watching characters that feel real and fun. Silo worked closely with the directors and producers to understand what kind of actors were needed for each role. He thought carefully about how each actor could act, their expressions, and how they would look in the magical and adventurous world of the movie. Silo made sure that the heroes looked brave, the magical creatures looked amazing, and even the smaller characters could make the story more fun and interesting. By helping choose the right actors, Silo helped the movie become more exciting and enjoyable for kids. Silo also helped the team find actors who could act naturally with the magical creatures and special effects in the movie. In V2 Journey to China, many scenes had dragons, magic, and invisible creatures that were added later with computer effects. Silo helped the actors understand how to act in these scenes so it would look real on screen. For example, if a scene had a dragon flying above the heroes, Silo helped the actors know where to look, how to move, and how to react as if the dragon were really there. He also guided the actors on how to show fear, bravery, or excitement in a way that children could understand and enjoy. His contribution helped the acting feel real and magical, which made the movie much more fun to watch. Another big part of Silo's work was making sure the actors worked well together as a team. In a movie with so many characters, it is very important that everyone can act together naturally. Silo helped organize auditions, rehearsals, and practice sessions so that the actors could understand each other and react to the story in the right way. He helped the actors practice important scenes, learn their lines, and express emotions like happiness, fear, or surprise. By guiding the actors and helping them work as a team, Silo made sure that the story flowed smoothly and every scene felt lively and interesting. Children could enjoy the story more because the characters acted in believable and fun ways. Finally, Silo's work in casting made V2 Journey to China feel magical, exciting, and full of life. His efforts helped choose actors who could bring the story to life and make children feel like they were part of the adventure. Thanks to Silo, every hero, villain, and magical creature felt real, brave, funny, or mysterious in their own way. Even though casting happens before the cameras start rolling, Silo's contribution shaped the entire movie because the actors' performances depended on his guidance. Without Silo's careful decisions and creative ideas, the movie would not have been as lively, colorful, and enjoyable, making him one of the most important people behind the magic of this amazing film in the movie. V2 Journey to China. Silo had a very important role during filming, which is the stage when the story and all the magical adventures are recorded on camera. Filming a movie is very complicated because it involves cameras, cades, lights, and magical effects all working together at the same time. Silo helped the directors and crew make sure that every scene was filmed perfectly. He watched every detail carefully, from how the actors moved to how the magical creatures appeared, and even how the light and colors looked on the screen. His job was to make sure that the story came alive in the most exciting way possible, so children could enjoy every moment. Silo's careful guidance helped the movie look magical, colorful, and full of adventure. Silo also helped make the tricky, magical, and action scenes look real. In V2 Journey to China, there were dragons, flying objects, scary monsters, and magical powers that were not really. Silo worked closely with the special effects team to make sure these scenes looked believable on screen. He also guided the actors on where to gag, look, how to move, and how to react to things that were invisible during filming. For example, if a dragon was supposed to fly over the heroes, Silo would tell the actors exactly how to act as if the dragon were really there. This made the scenes exciting and magical for children watching the movie. His help made the fantasy world feel alive and real, which is very important in a movie full of adventure. Another big part of Silo's work was keeping everything organized during filming. Movies have many complicated parts like cameras, lights, sound equipment, and hundreds of crew members. And sometimes things can go wrong. Okay, Silo helped solve problems quickly if something broke, if the weather was bad, or if a scene didn't work the first time. He helped the team stick to the schedule so filming could continue smoothly, and he made sure every actor and crew member knew what to do. Because of his planning and organization, the filming went on without major delays, and every scene looked amazing. Silo's contribution helped the story stay exciting and made sure children could enjoy every magical moment without interruption. Finally, Silo's contribution during filming made V2 Journey to China a magical, thrilling, and fun adventure for children. His careful attention to detail, guidance for actors, and support for the special effects team made the movie colorful, lively, and full of wonder. Thanks to Silo, the dragons looked real. The magical powers were believable, and every forest, castle, and mountain felt alive. Even though children cannot see him on the screen, his work was in every scene, helping the story come to life in a way that was fun, exciting, and easy to follow. Without Silo's dedication during filming, the movie would not have been as magical, adventurous, or wonderful, making him one of the most important people behind the scenes of this amazing film. In the movie V2 Journey to China, Silo had a very important role in distribution, which is how the movie reaches the audience all over the world. Distribution is a special and important part of making a movie because even if a movie is magical and exciting, children and families cannot see it unless it is shared in theaters, on TV, or online. Silo helped the team figure out the best way to show the movie in different countries so that everyone could enjoy it. He worked with many people to make sure the movie could be seen by children everywhere. not just in one city or one country. His contribution helped the story, the heroes, and the magical adventures reach millions of children, allowing them to travel with the characters on their amazing journey. Silo also helped make decisions about how the movie should be presented in different places. Movies sometimes need to be adapted for different audiences, such as translating dialogues into other languages or adding subtitles so children in different countries could understand the story. Silo worked with translators, editors, and marketing teams to make sure that the magic of the story was not lost. He helped ensure that even if children in other countries spoke different languages, they could still enjoy the adventures, the dragons, and the magical forests in the movie. Okay? His work made the story understandable, exciting, and fun for children all over the world. Another big part of Silo's contribution in distribution was helping plan. The release of the movie. He helped decide which theaters should show the movie first and how to organize the timing so children could watch it during holidays, weekends, or special events. Silo also worked with marketing teams to create posters, trailers, and fun promotional materials that would attract children and families. By carefully planning how and when the movie would be shown, Silo helped make sure that the story reached as many children as possible and created excitement before they even went to watch it. His planning helped the magical adventure feel special and important for everyone. Finally, Silo's work in distribution made Vi2 Journey to China a movie that children around the world could enjoy together. Thanks to his careful planning, the magical story, the dragons, and the exciting adventures were seen by children in many countries. He helped make the movie feel bigger and more magical because so many children could experience it at the same time. Even though distribution happens behind the scenes, it is very important because it allows the magic of the story to travel far and wide. Without Silo's dedication and smart ideas in distribution, the movie would not have reached as many children, and fewer kids would have been able to enjoy the magical world, making him one of the most important people who helped bring the movie to life for audiences everywhere in the movie Vi2 Journey to China. Silo had a very important role in marketing, which is all about telling people about the movie and making them excited to watch it. Marketing is very important because even if a movie is magical and full of adventure, children and families need to know about it first. Silo helped create plans to share the movie with the world in fun and exciting ways. He worked with the team to make posters, trailers, and videos that showed the magical dragons, heroes, and exciting adventures in the movie case. His ideas helped children imagine the story and feel excited about going to see the magical journey on the big screen. Silo also helped organize special events and promotions to make the movie more popular. He planned activities where children could meet characters from the movie, see the magical creatures come alive in costumes or animations, and even play fun games related to the story. These events help children feel closer to the magical world of Vi2 Journey to China and made them want to watch the movie again and again. Silo worked with many people to make sure these events were safe, fun, and full of magic so that children could enjoy the story even before seeing it in the theater. His creative ideas made the movie feel more exciting and real for kids everywhere. Another big part of Silo's work in marketing was helping share the movie on television, social media, and online platforms. He helped make short clips, animated teasers, and fun videos that showed the magical adventures and thrilling scenes from the movie. Silo made sure these clips were easy for children to understand and enjoy, and that they would make them curious about the story. He also helped the team plan special interviews with the actors behind the scenes, videos, and fun stories about the dragons and magical creatures. All of this work made the movie feel bigger, brighter, and more magical, so children could see how exciting the adventure would be before they even entered the theater. Finally, Silo's work in marketing made VI2 Journey to China a movie that children around the world were excited to watch. Okay, thanks to his careful planning, creativity, and hard work. Okay, the magical story, brave heroes, and thrilling adventures reached children in many countries. He helped make the movie feel alive and fun even before it was shown on the screen. And he helped create a magical experience that started with curiosity and excitement. Without Silo's contribution in marketing, many children might not have known about the magical world of the movie, and fewer kids would have had the chance to enjoy the story. His work made sure that the movie became a wonderful, magical adventure that could be shared and loved by children everywhere. In the movie VI2 Journey to China, Silo played a very important role in the release, which is when the movie is finally shown to the audience in theaters, on television, or online. Releasing a movie is a very important step because all the magical adventures, K-Dragons, and exciting journeys can only be enjoyed by children and families if the movie is shared properly. Silo helped the team decide the best time and place to release the movie so that as many children as possible could watch it. He worked carefully to make sure the movie reached different countries, cities, and theaters so that the magical story could travel far and wide. His planning made sure that children everywhere had the chance to see the magical world and experience the adventures of the heroes. Silo so helped coordinate the timing of the release to make it special for children and families. Okay? He worked with the team to plan releases during school holidays, weekends, and special events so that children could go to the theater with their friends and families. He also helped decide which countries should show the movie first and which ones would follow, making the story feel like a global adventure. Silo made sure that the release schedule was organized and smooth, so no children would miss the chance to see the dragons, magical creatures, and thrilling adventures. His careful planning made the release feel exciting and magical, almost like a big celebration for everyone who loved stories. Another big part of Silo's work in the release was helping prepare special premieres and events. Before the movie was shown in theaters, Silo helped organize premieres where actors, directors, and the crew could meet the audience and talk about the magical adventures. These events created excitement and made children curious about the movie. He also worked with theaters to make sure the movie was ready with the best screens, sound, and magical effects, so that children could enjoy the full adventure experience. Silo's guidance helped make the release feel special, fun, and full of magic, so that children could truly feel like they were stepping into the world of VI2 Journey to China. Finally, Silo's contribution to the release made the movie a wonderful experience that children around the world could enjoy together. Thanks to his planning, creativity, and hard work, the magical story, dragons, and thrilling adventures were shared with children in many countries. His efforts helped make sure that the movie reached as many young audiences as possible and that every child could enjoy the magical journey. Even though children cannot see him on the screen, his work was in every part of the release, helping the story travel far and wide. Without Silo's dedication and careful planning during the release, fewer children would have had the chance to experience the magic of the movie, making him one of the most important people behind bringing VI2 Journey to China to audiences. Everywhere in the movie VI2 Journey to China, Silo played a very important role in the theatrical release, which means showing the movie in cinemas where children and families could watch it on the big screen. The theatrical release is very special because it allows children to see the magical adventures, dragons, and amazing places in a very big, colorful, and exciting way. Silo helped the team decide which theaters would show the movie and how to make the experience as magical as possible. He made sure that the movie was ready for the big screen, with clear images, bright colors, and thrilling sound, so that every child could feel like they were part of the adventure. His work made sure that going to the cinema became an exciting event full of wonder for kids. Silo also helped organize the timing of the theatrical release to make it perfect for children. He suggested showing the movie during school holidays, weekends, and festivals so that children could go to the theater with their friends and family. He also helped decide which countries and cities would see the movie first, making the release feel like a grand global adventure. By carefully planning the schedule, Silo made sure that children everywhere had the chance to watch the magical story at the right time. His guidance made the theatrical release exciting, fun, and memorable, so children could enjoy the story in the best way possible. Another big part of Silo's contribution was helping prepare special events in theaters before the movie was shown. Silo helped organize premieres where actors, directors, could meet the audience and talk about the magical adventures. He also helped plan decorations, lighting, and sound in the theaters to make the experience feel even more magical. Children could see dragons, heroes, and magical creatures on the big screen, with amazing effects that made the story come alive. Silo worked closely with the theater teams to make sure that every child who came to watch the movie had a magical experience from the moment they entered until the end of the story. Finally, Silo's work in the theatrical release helped V2 Journey to China become a magical and unforgettable experience for children. Thanks to his careful planning, creativity, and dedication, the movie reached children in many theaters around the world, allowing them to enjoy the dragons, magical creatures, and thrilling adventures in the most exciting way. His efforts made the big screen experience colorful, lively, and full of fun, so children could feel like they were part of the story. Without Silo's work in the theatrical release, fewer children would have experienced the magic of the movie in the best way possible. His contribution ensured that the movie became a true adventure for every child who watched it, making him one of the most important people behind bringing V2 to Journey to China to life in cinemas in the movie V2 Journey to China. Silo had a very important role in the home media release, which is how children and families can watch the movie at home on DVDs, Blu-rays, or online streaming platforms. Home media is very special because it allows children to enjoy the magical adventures, dragons, and exciting stories anytime they want without going to a theater. Silo worked closely with the team to make sure that the movie could be easily shared and enjoyed at home. He helped make the picture quality clear, the colors bright, and the sound magical, so that even on smaller screens, children could feel like they were part of the adventure. His careful planning made it possible for kids to watch the story over and over again, discovering new magic and excitement each time. Silo also helped organize extra features for the home media release to make it even more fun for children. He suggested adding behind-the-scenes videos, interviews with the actors, and special explanations about the magical creatures and dragons in the movie. These extra features helped children understand how the movie was made and gave them a closer look at the magical world of V2 Journey to China. Also helped include fun games, animations, or interactive menus on DVDs and Blu-ray so children could enjoy exploring the movie in different ways. His ideas made the home viewing experience bigger, brighter, and more exciting. Almost like a mini adventure in itself. Another big part of Silo's work was making sure the home media release reached children in different countries. He helped organize translations, subtitles, and dubbing so that children who spoke different languages could enjoy the story. Silo worked with many teams to make sure the magical story, dragons, and heroic adventures could be understood and loved by children everywhere. He also helped plan when and how the movie would be available online, making it easy for children to watch it. Tablets, computers, or TVs. Silo, the magic of the movie, could travel far and wide, reaching children who could not go to the theaters or wanted to watch the adventure again at home. Finally, Silo's contribution to home media made V2 Journey to China a movie that children could enjoy anytime and anywhere. His careful planning, creativity, and attention to detail helped make the movie magical and fun. Even outside the theaters, children could watch the dragons, magical creatures, and thrilling adventures as many times as they wanted and discover new details each time. Without Silo's hard work in the home media release, fewer children would have had the chance to enjoy the magical world of the movie in their own homes. His contribution ensured that the adventure of V2 Journey to China could be shared and loved by children everywhere, making the story even bigger, brighter, and more magical for young audiences in the movie V2 Journey to China. Silo had a very important role in the reception, which is how the audience, critics, and children responded to the movie after watching it. Reception is very important because it shows how much people enjoy the story, the characters, and the magical adventures. Silo worked closely with the team to gather feedback from children, families, and audiences around the world. He helped understand what parts of the movie were exciting, what parts were funny, and what parts made children feel amazed by the dragons and magical creatures. By studying the reception carefully, Silo helped the team see how much the movie touched the hearts of children and made them enjoy the magical journey. Silo also helped share the positive responses from audiences with the movie team and the public. He organized reports, interviews, and social media updates that highlighted how children and families reacted to the story. This helped the team know which magical scenes, heroic moments, or funny adventures were the most loved. For example, children often shared how they felt excited when dragons flew across the sky, or when heroes solved tricky problems. Silo made sure that all this feedback reached the right people so that the team could celebrate their success and understand the magic they had created. His work made the movie feel more connected to the audience and helped children feel proud of enjoying the story. Another big part of Silo's contribution was helping the team learn from both positive and negative responses. While most children loved the magical creatures, heroes, and adventures, there were sometimes parts that could be improved or made clearer for young audiences. Silo helped collect these suggestions and guide the team to think about how future movies could be even better. He also helped organize discussions about how the story, characters, and magical effects could be improved while still keeping the adventure fun and exciting. By carefully listening to the reception, Silo helped make the movie experience bigger, brighter, and more magical for children. Finally, Silo's contribution to reception made V2 Journey to China a movie that children loved and remembered. Thanks to his careful attention to audience responses, the team could see how much children enjoyed the dragons, magical creatures, and exciting adventures. Silo's work helped children feel connected to the story and showed the team which parts of the magical journey made the movie unforgettable. Without Silo's efforts in understanding and organizing reception, the team would not have known how much their movie inspired, thrilled, and entertained children. His contribution ensured that the magical world of V2 Journey to China reached children's hearts and became a beloved adventure that they could enjoy, talk about, and imagine over and over again. In the movie V2 Journey to China, Silo's character played a very important role in attracting the audience and helping the movie earn money at the box office. The box office is where we see how much money a movie makes from people buying tickets in cinemas. Silo's bravery, cleverness, and magical adventures made the story exciting and fun for the viewers. Kids, adults, and fans of fantasy movies wanted to see what Silo would do next, how he would face dragons, discover magical secrets, or help his friends in dangerous situations. Because of his interesting role, more people came to watch the movie, which directly helped the box office collection grow. His actions and charm on screen made audiences curious, and curiosity often brings more people to the theaters. Silo's contribution to the Box office can also be seen in how his character inspired the production team to create bigger and more magical scenes. When Silo performed heroic acts or clever tricks in the story, the filmmakers had to design amazing visual effects, magical creatures, and huge adventure sequences. These spectacular scenes attracted more attention from the audience because they were exciting to watch. For kids, this is like when one friend does something creative in a game or story and everyone else wants to see it too. Silo's adventures made the movie feel larger than life, which encouraged more families to go to cinemas and watch the story unfold. This shows that a single character can influence how popular a movie becomes and how much money it earns. Another reason Silo helped the box office collection was because of his personality and courage, which made viewers connect with him emotionally. People like to see characters who are brave, smart, and helpful, and Shio had all these qualities. Audiences wanted to see him succeed, face challenges, and solve mysteries. This emotional connection kept people talking about the movie and recommending it to their friends and family. When more people hear about a character like Silo, they become curious and go to watch the movie. This word of mouth sharing helps a film earn more money and become a success at the box office. Silo's personality made him memorable, which in turn helped the movie reach more people and earn more tickets sold. In the end, Silo's contribution to the box office success of Vi 2 Journey to China was very big and important. His bravery, intelligence, and magical adventures made the story exciting, inspired the production team to create incredible scenes, and helped audiences connect with the movie emotionally. Kids and adults alike wanted to see his next move, which increased ticket sales and helped the movie earn more money for children. The lesson from Silo's box office contribution is simple. Being brave, clever, and kind can make people notice you and inspire others, just like Silo made the movie successful and magical. Every small positive action in life can create a big impact on those around you. His role shows that even one character, when full of courage and adventure, can make a story and a movie shine brightly for everyone. In the movie VU Journey to China, Silo's character had a very important role in shaping how critics and reviewers responded to the film. Critical response means the opinions of movie experts, journalists, and reviewers who watch the film carefully and talk about its story, acting, visuals, and excitement. Silo's bravery, cleverness, and magical adventures made many scenes interesting and memorable, which caught the attention of critics. Even if other parts of the movie were complicated or very long, Silo's role helped the critics see exciting and fun moments that made the story enjoyable. For kids, this is like when you show a drawing or story you made to someone, and they notice the exciting parts and appreciate your work. Silo gave critics something to notice and talk about, which made the reviews more positive in many cases. Silo's contribution to the critical response can also be seen in how he made the adventure feel exciting and understandable. Many critics like movies that are easy to follow and have strong characters. Silo's clever thinking, courage, and teamwork made the story clear and gave the movie energy. Scenes where Silo faced magical creatures, solved problems, or helped his friends were often highlighted by reviewers as the most exciting parts of the film. Because of this, critics could point out that the movie had strong characters and depth, fun adventures. His actions made the story flow better and gave critics a reason to focus on the magical and adventurous elements of the film, which is very important for fantasy movies. But Silo's contribution to the critical response was not only about fun and adventure, it was also about emotional connection. Critics often notice characters that feel real and make the audience care about them. Silo's bravery, kindness, and cleverness made audiences and critics feel involved in the story. They wanted to see him succeed, face challenges, and overcome obstacles. This emotional bond made many critics write about the character in a positive way, saying that Silo added heart and excitement to the movie. For kids, this teaches an important lesson. When you do your best, work with courage and care for others. People will notice and appreciate your efforts. Silo's role gave critics a reason to talk about the movie as a fun, magical, and inspiring adventure. In the end, Silo's contribution to the critical response of VI2 Journey to China was very important and valuable. He made the story exciting, magical, and full of clever ideas, which helped critics see the best parts of the movie. Even though the film had many other elements like dragons, magical seals, and dangerous adventures, Silo's bravery and clever thinking made these moments meaningful and easier to enjoy. For kids, the lesson is simple. Being brave, clever, and kind can make people notice your good work, even in complicated situations. Silo's role shows that one character, with courage and heart, can make a big difference in how a story is seen and appreciated, and can help a movie shine brightly in the eyes of both critics and audiences. In the movie 6-2 Journey to China, Jason Fleming played the character Jonathan Green, who is the main hero of the story. Jonathan Green is a brave and clever adventurer who travels to faraway lands, discovers magical secrets, and faces dangerous enemies. Jason Fleming's contribution to the movie was very big because his character drives the entire story. Jonathan Green, there would be no adventure, no mystery, and no magical moments. Jason had to act with courage, intelligence, and sometimes even humor to make the character feel real and exciting. His role was like the heart of the movie. Everything revolves around him. For kids, it is like being the leader in a big adventure game. If you're brave and smart, the whole team can succeed. Jason Fleming made Jonathan Green believable, interesting, and full of energy, which helped the audience connect with the story. Jason Fleming's performance as Jonathan Green was amazing because he brought life, excitement, and emotion to the character. He performed many action scenes, sometimes in difficult and dangerous locations, showing bravery and determination. He also had to interact with magical creatures, dragons, and other fantasy beaches, elements which required imagination and focus. His expressions, movements, and dialogue made the audience feel like they were traveling with Jonathan Green on a magical adventure. He also worked closely with the director and other actors to make sure every scene felt natural and exciting. His performance helped make the story feel alive, and it gave viewers someone to cheer for and admire. But Jason Fleming also faced many problems while working on this movie. One big challenge was performing in complicated action scenes with special effects. Because many of the creatures and magic did not exist in real life, they had to imagine them while acting. Another problem was filming in different countries like Russia and China, where the weather, locations, and working styles were very different. Sometimes he had to repeat difficult stunts many times to make everything perfect. He also had to maintain his energy, focus, and character consistency through long shooting days, which is very tiring. Despite these challenges, Jason Fleming stayed committed, brave, and professional, giving his best to make Jonathan Green a memorable hero. In the end, Jason Fleming's contribution as Jonathan Green was extremely important and unforgettable. He made the adventure exciting, magical, and full of clever ideas. His performance gave the movie a strong and engaging main character, and it helped the audience enjoy the story, cheer for the hero, and feel the magic of the battle. For kids, the lesson is simple. Courage, focus, and imagination can help you succeed even in difficult challenges. Jason Fleming showed that being brave, smart, and committed can make a story magical and inspiring. His role as Jonathan Green proves that a hero's actions, energy, and heart can guide the whole adventure and make that movie unforgettable for everyone who watches it. In the movie VI2 Journey to China, Helen Yao played the character Chang Lan, who is an important part of the magical adventure. Chang Lan is brave, smart, and resourceful, helping the heroes in dangerous situations while also showing kindness and courage. Helen Yao's contribution to the movie was very big because her character supported the main hero, Jonathan Green, and made the story more interesting and exciting. Chang's clever thinking and actions often helped solve tricky problems or escape from magical dangers. For kids, it is like when a friend in a game comes up with a clever idea to help the whole team succeed. Okay, Helen Yao brought Chenglan to life by showing bravery, emotion, and intelligence, which made audiences like her character and feel connected to the adventure. Helen Yao's performance as Chenglan was very strong because she acted with confidence, emotion, and energy. She participated in action sequences, magical challenges, and adventurous scenes which required focus and courage. Her expressions, movements, and dialogue helped the audience understand Chenglan's feelings and thoughts. Helen worked closely with the director, co-actors, and special effects teams to make sure her scenes were exciting, clear, and believable. Her performance gave the movie balance because she added heart, cleverness, and a sense of teamwork, showing that heroes are not only brave, but also smart and caring. Her acting made the story and some information about it. How do you like our today's video? Please let us know by commenting. And if you like this video, please like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.